Hi guys, I'm Vince from Posture Prime. Welcome to the channel where I help you get your posture and overall health back on track. So let's get at it. So this time we're going to look at the side of Clinton. So I had him scanned from the front. Now scanning from the side will show a different angle. I'm looking for excessive curvature in the back. I'm looking to see at different angles, but I'm going to walk through from the feet up what you want to look out for in knowing where your posture is at. So first thing I tend to look at is I want to work from the lower back. I'm going to get him to bring that arm just slightly in front. Okay, now what I'm looking at is here is his lumbar is quite excessively curved. See the way it naturally leans in. Okay, so that means it's putting pressure on his lower discs. So at times he might find tenderness here. And then coming down here, what I'm looking for is for the knees. Do they sit forward? So that would dictate if the hamstrings are tight. Quite common if you sit at a desk or the knees are bent for a long time. His knees aren't too bad. Okay, and he doesn't have any problems here and they seem pretty straight. So coming up here, as we know, you've got that excessive curve, so we're going to get to that. But coming from up here now is what you can relax the arm down, is I'm going to be looking from him. And I'm looking to really see the cervical part of the neck. I'm looking to see is that head sitting forward or sitting back as he's in this here standing position. So his head's actually in pretty good shape. The neck's quite nice and long. This here is lengthened and extended there. And the head does seem to be quite in line with the shoulders, which is really good. So that's a good sign. So Clinton, what I want you to do is I want you to bring your hips slightly back. So if I was to demonstrate your pelvis, it's a wee bit like this. I'm going to exaggerate, but it's a bit like this. But I'm going to get you to turn it in like that. Okay? Lovely. Okay, so you can see from the camera. So he's brought his hips back. So now what I'm looking at, I want that ankle and that hip joint and that shoulder joint to be on a line. And you'll know because the arm tends to sit here. If the arm tends to look like it's there, then the hips are too much forward normally. But he's brought his hips back and he's turned them underneath him slightly, which means that he's started to engage his core a little bit by drawing up, tilting that down, but it's going to start to fire his glutes more because now they're taking the pressure and these are big muscles that need to be used rather than putting the pressure there. How does that feel?
Feels strange.
Yeah.
Feels strange. Feels like I have to concentrate a lot just to maintain.
Yes. And you have more stability. So for instance, if I was to try to move you, I'm just going to try to put a wee bit of pressure here, you'd be more stable. It means that whenever you're in this position here, and if it's slightly relaxed, it means you're more likely to be a wee bit wobbly here. So when you go to walk, this is going to be the weak point that's going to come because you haven't engaged the hips to lock in. So you can imagine if you do your pelvic tilt, taking your back from here to there, for instance, that means I've engaged this whole trunk. So whenever I go to walk forward, I'm walking forward in one go. I'm not walking forward with the back because I've already engaged this area. So you want to be more in line, be able to walk forward but keeping that trunk tight, the pelvic nice and strong. Okay? So it means that if you can imagine, say if I had a guy standing on his shoulders, if this is the weak point, if he was to stand on his shoulders, it would buckle him forward. But you can imagine if he brought his hips slightly back a bit more, yeah, and just crown your hips back the other way. Oh. Yeah, lovely. That's you. If I was to stand on his shoulders, then all the weight would be going transferred straight through to the floor because he's straight in a line now. So you're transferring your whole body weight. If the weight's forward at all the pressure goes here. But if when he brings his weight back, that means all the weight's transferred straight to the floor. So that's his posture scanned from the front coming on, seeing where we got to work in, and then from the side where we can pull in from. Okay, and then the next video I'm going to show you is how do we correct all these areas. There's exercises specifically to help correct the feet in, to help with the knees, to help with the hips, to help with the upper back and the head. Okay.